Hi there, Nemisha here. Today we are talking about how to intentionally notice what you're thinking about anything. Because you're a high achiever, right? Doing all the things, taking lots of action. But my question to you is, do you have an action on your to-do list to spend time with your brain? My challenge to you is to pause and to really think about what you're thinking before taking action. And actually asking yourself, what am I thinking, right? And I mention this a lot with my clients, and just like sticking a post-it up on your screen or something and just asking yourself, what am I thinking before doing the doing? Because I promise you there is such gold in there. Because we have around 60,000 thoughts every day, right? This is proven by research. And most of our thoughts are repetitive thoughts, right? And some are helpful and some are unhelpful. And no doubt there's everything in between. So today I'm going to help you gain some awareness of what's going on for you on the inside, so that you can decide whether that's something you want to keep thinking or something you want to intentionally work on to let go of, right? Because it's not creating the results that you want and it's not who you want to be, okay? And it was really interesting. I heard a footballer say that he meditates, and I'm sure some of you guys do too, right? But I loved what he said, and it really stood out for him, like listening to him saying it, which was that our brain is our strength. And of course, our brain is our weakness too. So I'm here today to gift you the one thing that will help you create the clarity to be who you want to be and go after whatever it is you want to achieve, right? Whatever you've got your heart set on, from a place of knowing who you are and being that person. And that gift is awareness, right? Awareness by spending time with your brain on purpose, right? Because of course you spend time with your brain all day long. It's right there. We take it everywhere we go. But this is intentionally spending time with your brain. But let's just be clear here, right? It's not about positive thinking. 100% not for me, right? Because life's 50-50. We're 50-50, and our brain is programmed to keep us safe, right? It's trying to protect us, and you've heard that before. And when we go outside of our comfort zone, which is what we do as high achievers, in everything that you do, there will be discomfort. And it's what I call mind drama, right? There will be the fears, there will be the doubts, there will be the questioning, there will be the unhelpful thinking, and it's all part of the process. It's your brain trying to keep you safe. I'm all about helping high achievers notice and learn how to navigate that discomfort and how to navigate your thoughts, the helpful and the unhelpful, with compassion, right? Which comes from within, and it comes from doing this work. Because for me, particularly in corporate, I would describe myself as almost like being on autopilot. I was all about the doing and genuinely believed that, outperforming, over-delivering, doing more equaled success. And that was my own thinking. That was my own beliefs and conditioning that I just went on and on thinking throughout my corporate career, throughout 18 years and multiple careers, like throughout that time, just constantly thinking that I needed to outperform and over deliver in order to be successful, in order to get my next job, next promotion, deliver the project, secure the deal, whatever it was, inspire the team. And it was only until I left corporate and had my own sort of life event, which you know about, getting sick and spending time with myself intentionally, spending time with my brain, that I unpacked what was really going on for me and how unhelpful that was, and that it wasn't serving me, and how I could do something about it, right? So that was just a little story just to tell you how I know this, right? That we get to decide the meaning we give anything, about anything, like genuinely about anything going on personally, about anything going on at work, anything going on in your business. And it all starts with noticing what you're thinking in the first place. And only you know what you're thinking, of course, unless you have coaching, and in fact then the coach will point out what you're thinking, which is super helpful. But the one thing I want you to take away from today is that you get to decide, right? You get to decide what you think, what you then feel, and then what you do as a result of your thinking. And then all three things are linked, right? What you think, what you feel, what you do, and then what happens as a result, right? The outcome, your reality, from that place of thinking. And genuinely for me, like, I'm sure I missed the lesson, or it just didn't register, right? This really simple concept that you get to decide, Nemisha, what you think, what you feel, what you do. And had I known this and really understood this, like way back when, life would have been so different. I would have been so different, and I genuinely would not have carried around all the unhelpful thinking in all the heavy bags that I carried around with me in corporate for so long. So let me teach you this simple tool, how to intentionally notice what you're thinking, right? And it starts with wanting to do that in the first place, right? You wanting to spend time with your brain and unpacking what it can offer you. And it's a simple tool called a thought download, right? And it is literally unpacking your thinking out of your head and onto paper about a specific situation, about a particular task that you're doing, about a decision you're trying to make, about a topic, anything about anything, a person even, right? Whatever it is, you get to decide what you want to do a thought download on, but you've got to be clear about what it is. But to be fair, you can do a thought download just in the moment. Say, right, what am I thinking? Let's hear it, and just capture that as well, right? So that's just like an open, free-for-all thought download. But if you want to be specific about something, note what that is, and then sit down with some pen and paper, good old-fashioned pen and paper, and list your thoughts about that thing. And literally just ask yourself, what am I thinking? And just write down. Zero judgment, zero filtering, no questioning, just write down however your brain presents it to you. And it's just going to be like sentences, right? So you just literally bullet point the sentences that come to you. And the point of writing it down, as I say, is to get out of your head and onto paper. But also by doing that, it brings clarity and actually invites you to see it for what it is, because you are the thinker, not your thoughts, right? You are the thinker, not your thoughts. You're just the person having those thoughts in your brain. They are not who you are, right? So by putting it down on paper, you get to really see those thoughts, and then you get to think them over and over and over again, or you get to part company with them, right? You get to let them go, bin them because they're not serving you. But list all those 10 thoughts, and then what you want to do is identify the thoughts that are helpful and the thoughts that are unhelpful, right? So let's just say you listed 10 things. You're literally asking yourself, is that helpful? Is that unhelpful? And the way you'll notice that, because it can be sneaky sometimes, is by the way it makes you feel. And literally, you can say the sentence out. Once you've captured the list, you can say the sentence out loud and actually just spend a couple of seconds noticing how it makes you feel. And what you're looking for is, does it make you feel expansive, right? In your body, does it just open you up with excitement and curiosity and a bit of intrigue? There might be some nerves, there might be some doubts, but it just opens you up, right? Which is a helpful thought. Versus, does it make you feel contracted and tight and kind of heavy and almost like quite anxious by it? And you'll notice a particular sensation in your body. Like really, if you look for it, you will notice it. But only spend a couple of seconds, right? And just go with your gut. And what you're doing is you're literally putting a tick or a dot, a tick against a helpful thought and a dot against an unhelpful thought. And as you're noticing what you're feeling, my invitation would be to actually write it down, which is quite helpful. Just one word, what's the feeling against each thought, okay? And then once you've done that, right, so you've got your list of 10 thoughts, you've now put a tick and a dot against the helpful and the unhelpful. Bank the helpful, absolutely bank the ticks, which means just notice all the helpful thinking. And then for the thoughts that you marked as a dot, the unhelpful thoughts, they are, some sort of objection, some sort of doubt, some sort of questioning that you're having. And what you want to do is, for each thought, you want to nurture and you want to comfort it. And the way you do this is that you talk to each thought, right? You take each thought and you talk to it and you nurture it and you comfort it and you kind of give it a little warm cuddle. And let's just take the thought, which I did with my client the other day, which was something like, you should be further ahead by now, right? So my client had this thought, I should be further ahead by now. And she noticed that and she marked it as that's just an unhelpful thought, right? Because it made her feel pressured and uncomfortable and behind and like she wasn't doing enough. So it was deemed unhelpful to her. But she took that thought and I invited her to talk to it from a place of, yes, you could be further ahead now, but you are where you are. We are where we are. And where we are is fine for now, right? Nothing has gone wrong. I know I'm super ambitious and I know I want to be ahead, and I will be, but right now, this is my time, this is where I am, and it's okay. What I'm doing is in keeping with what I've mapped out. It's focused. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know I will get to where I want to be. And can you see, right? You just talking to that thought and just giving it some comfort. And it's almost as if someone presented you that same thought. What would you say to them? Right? What would you actually offer them? And it would be along the lines of comfort and compassion to whatever it is they were thinking that was unhelpful, right? You would give them that. But my invitation to you is to do it for yourself. Okay? So that is a really quick example, but just see what comes up for you. You are literally, spending a couple of minutes, probably 2 to 3 minutes on each unhelpful thought and nurturing it and comforting it and giving it some compassion from your heart. But you're writing it all down, okay? So again, you can see it from a place of creating clarity behind it. And so when you've done that, you've nurtured and comforted the unhelpful thoughts and you've banked the helpful thoughts, right? They're thoughts you're just going to keep thinking over and over and over again. You are completely aware of where your brain is at and where you're at, and then you get to decide what you take forward. and it's in front of you, right? You get to take the thoughts that serve you forward, and you get to continue nurturing the thoughts that don't until they just soften. And they soften because you're acknowledging them. They soften because you're giving them attention. And they soften because you're being compassionate with them, versus probably what you might have been doing, and something that I was doing was just completely resisting those thoughts and just blanking them out of your mind and just going full steam ahead with everything that you were doing from a place of all the, I know what I'm doing, I'm just going to keep going, just keep calm, all those things. But now you're not resisting the unhelpful. You're noticing them, you're giving them awareness, you're giving them a squeezy cuddle, right? So that is an intentional thought download, and you get to do that every day about anything, about everything. And you know, it could take no more than 10 to 15 minutes tops, or you could sit longer with it if it's something that is, you know, like quite deep and quite detailed and something you've been with for a long time, right? So it can take longer, or you can just do it in little stints on a daily basis and just keep doing it over and over and over again, and seeing what your brain offers you and seeing the progress that you make with your thinking. All right, so that's how you do an intentional thought download, and intentionally noticing your thoughts with compassion. But I just want to say, like, you can notice your thoughts anywhere, anyhow, wherever you like. All right, I've just shared a really simple tool that you can do, you know, with some pen and paper, but you get to, and certainly I do, right? You get to go in nature, take your brain for a walk, right? That's something that I do. And actually you can do this practice with your notes app and write down what comes to you. And I've often done that, and literally it's like, right, you and me brain, we're going for a walk, and then actually do the capturing on my notes app. Okay, so you get to do that. You get to go for a walk, you know, you get to just notice and be in nature, you know, meditation, journaling, talking to other people often helps you unpack your thinking. Also, recording yourself, right? Sometimes, you know, just by verbalizing in a voice memo or whatever it might be, when you're asking yourself the question, what are you thinking? Just like blurb it all out and then listen to it back and see what comes up for you. And there are so many things, right? You know what helps you, but really intentionally spending time with your brain and noticing what you're thinking is what this is about. And of course, the other way of doing it is you can get coaching, and coaching is a fantastic way to unpack your thinking and also get somebody else's perspective to really notice what you're saying and what you're not saying as you're obviously talking. So I hope that served you today, my lovely. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and I would love to hear how you get on with that practice. Be sure to comment below, and if any of that resonates with you, be sure to subscribe to this channel right now. Just click the subscribe button below this video, and also share this beautiful practice with any of your friends, any of your colleagues, and of course, if you'd like to go deeper to manage your mind one-on-one, you can book a call with me. The link's in the description somewhere, or you can visit www.nemishapatelowen.com. Thank you so much. I am super grateful for you and everything you are. Until the next time, remember, you get to decide what you think, what you feel, and what you do about anything. So make it serve you. Thank you so much. You take care. Bye for now.